Like most things in life, there are many fascinating questions that are yet to be understood. Like, how did we come to live on Earth? What is the meaning of life? What does evolution hold in store for us? And something else meaningful. Evolved around these questions orbits thousands of mechanisms utilised by animals that are still being investigated. Every day, millions of human beings jump in their cars and turn on their navigation systems to lead them to their destinations. But for animals, it isn't as simple. The many wondrous senses and abilities that animals have developed can barely be understood, yet alone used by humans. Like humans, animals have senses like sight, sound, taste, smell, and touch. Their senses are important to their survival as it helps them to find food, shelter, and protect them from predators. But some animals have other senses that we are only just beginning to understand. For example, whales use echolocation, a high-frequency sound pulse which enables them to build a 3D image of their surroundings to help them navigate the oceans. Another sense used by electric eels and some rays is electric sense. This enables the animal to produce an electric shock strong enough to kill their prey.
This is what it looks like.
Clownfish have shown in Natal Reefs research to have utilised a strong sense of smell to return to their home reefs. It was observed how they utilised smell to distinguish between different anemones and rainforest vegetation to direct their travels. Sight is another important factor for sensing the magnetic fields. It was discovered through a blue light photoreceptor pointing out nerve layers in eyes and brains in birds and higher class animals. Birds have cryptochrome, which is a known receptor and is possibly the site for neurochemical reactions that allows birds to process visual clues from the magnetic field and continue en route. Species of migratory birds also utilize sun positioning and light polarization to help them find their way. Bats and lobsters are also mentioned to be affected by magnetism sensitivity to navigate. Bats are particularly interesting, having bacteria, and through evolutionary natural selection, the bacteria has been said to be beneficial in the role of magnetism sensitivity. Bacteria observed in studies of bacteria-only colonies would demonstrate the shift toward the site of magnetic attraction. The Earth's magnetic field is the source responsible for animal magnetism and migration. Many animals have been documented to use this magnetic field, including numerous species of fresh and marine water fish, termites, birds, turtles, whales, dolphins, and cows. Animals are thought to have internal magnets located in their bodies like an internal compass and acts through a number of specialized sense organs which enable the animal to detect and respond to stimuli. Pigeons, for example, have been discovered to have small clusters of crystals of magnetite inside their beaks, which is believed to be the source for their homing instinct. In order for a turtle hatchling born in the wild to find its way across thousands of kilometres of ocean and return to within metres of its nesting site and breeding grounds, it is assumed and documented that they hone in on the magnetic field via their senses of smell, sight and sound. Sea turtle hatchlings swim into the ocean at night to begin their migration and swim directly into oncoming waves. It's hypothesized that the turtles can detect wave direction via the circular movement in water as waves pass overhead. It is believed that turtles can determine wave direction and location of land via the sequence of accelerations happening in the water below the waves. Sea turtles can detect the field intensity and inclination along with the angle at which the magnetic field lines intersect the Earth. This information is used as navigational markers and helps the turtles to advance along their migration. Another example of magnetic field energy and how it affects large species is the observations on today's cattle herds. It was observed by German scientists who were analysing cattle herding patterns and behaviour via Google Earth that any herd of cattle generally all face on a north-south axis by using the Earth's magnetic field to align themselves with the poles. This behaviour is thought to be a descended trait from wild ancestors for roaming plains in countries such as Africa, Asia, Europe, and the Americas. As for how to tap into the source to find out more, there is very little known about the neural system and how it can read or sense the Earth's magnetic field for orientation. Whilst there are many studies being conducted in observing their traits, the behaviours are largely documented in vertebrate species. We are still at the beginning stages of our research into animal homing behaviours. Given the rate technology and knowledge is expanding over the planet, hopefully in the near future we can investigate animals further and develop a deeper understanding into their homing behaviours. We must also consider the impacts of human activities on animal behaviours and their preservation before they're gone.
Forever, ever, ever.